service since the Civil War.
Wow. Well, the house looks like it.
Yeah. They farmed this, been doing it, like I say, since the Civil War. See the post with the W on it?
Yeah.
One of the original whistle markers. Told the engineer to blow the whistle, he had a crossing coming up.
Oh, wow.
See, the speed back then was about 40 miles an hour. The speed's considerably lower, so we don't blow that early. Many, many years, this line was maintained like it was 150 years ago, by hand. Only the last 2 years we've actually got mechanized equipment to come up now.
Oh, wow. You're heavy, buddy.
Alright, we got to go real slow on this one. I'm half blind on this one. Zip through here and they ignore the signs. I guess they don't understand what a 40-ton locomotive will do to them.
Yeah, they probably don't even think it runs.
Well, up at Monocacy Boulevard, the crossing we didn't go to.
Yeah.
I was approaching there one day pulling a train. I had my flagger out, of course he had a stop sign. This idiot pulls right up to him and looks at him, "Why are you standing out here acting stupid?" And he said, "Because of the train." And about that time I cut loose with the whistle and you just saw his eyes. You know, it was like the cartoons. You could just see him looking at it. It's like, oh shit. And as you can see, the occasional tree branch does come down.
Yeah.
That's sunlight.
He's trying to be really close to the track.
Yep. The thing is, as long as you're outside the rails, we're good. Nobody at the park. See, the nice thing about the remote spot is you could have the scene, but what, in that case where the witch was throwing fireballs at the train, the person with the fire was right up against the train. He couldn't be seen. That was a nice thing about that. The scene you could see, but you couldn't see the person until the fire come up out a window. Huh?
I'm talking to him.
Oh.
Trying to get him to look.
Yep, that's the old nature trail. Used to go to the lime kiln when we used to do things with Frederick County Parks and Rec. And this hiking trail, walking trail they just put in. Right there. anybody wants to do something similar, they're welcome to use the props that I have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
So you have a fire pit, a skeleton.
I have the skeleton on the spit. I'm a little hesitant to give out my flamethrower
Yeah.
for obvious reasons.
Well, don't worry, you don't want me with a flamethrower, okay? You're good.
Now, the one year I had a scene here at the park, it was right here.
Yeah.
I was watching the homecoming game from Walkersville. They play right there. I had a campfire going. Security guard come over to the fence and looked at me, and I waved at him because I was in costume.
Yeah.
I was a big ugly thing. He ran off. All of a sudden, about 15 minutes later, I see him and the sheriff's deputy coming around the side. 1 second. I see him and the sheriff's deputy coming around the outside of the fence. They get up closer, I'm looking, I'm like, Troy, is that you? And they both stop dead. The deputy's like, who back there knows my name? I said, you gonna have to come back here and find out. Then he called me by name. Came back and said, boy, what are you doing back here? I pointed to the tracks and said, I got a train to catch. That's what I told him. I was working the haunted train.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't help it. The guard didn't know what was going on. Hey, he was doing his job.
Yeah. It's got my mind. No, but down.
All right, this is where I leave you. See you.
Yeah, you hop out. You should have hopped out of the bridge.
I would have scared you more.
Yeah.
But like I say, you can see how high the windows are, and this one will also have curtains in it and blocking off folks, just like this one will. Even though this has a little bit darker windows, as long as you got a little bit of light outside, they'll see you.
Okay.
The thing is, there's about 50 of us that work the railroad. It takes about 35 of us to do the ghost train. So it's very labor intensive for us to try to get everybody out here to do it, between crew, trackside, on board, the museum where we give out cider and cookies. It's very, very labor intensive for us. That's why we're reaching out to get help. There's a couple of haunted houses that have shut down recently. We're trying to reach out and get their people to come in. The difference between a haunted house and this is, with a haunted house, you walk in, the scene activates, it scares people, they run away.
Yeah.
That don't work this way here.
You don't get to run away.
They don't get to run away. They're inside an 80-foot steel box. So,
We're almost there. We're almost there. Woo! Say woo!
this nice iron railing up here on our platform, courtesy of our friends next door,
nice.
Hercules Ironworks. That way nobody falls off our platform. They did a really nice job on that.
Yeah.
Alright. Now we get to have fun.
Okay.
Everybody hang on.
Bye.